The worst FNAF characters from each game. Why is this the way to start an analysis? Whatever, I'm doing it. Don't really know what else to say, but it's like weird introduction, so let's just begin. So in FNAF 1, they probably have like the most smallest cast because it was the first game, but I think the FNAF 1 cast is pretty good. For some reason, most people say Chica is the worst FNAF 1 character for some reason. I get that some people say that she's probably the least interesting, but that doesn't really mean she's the worst. She's one of the OGs and probably one of the most cool characters in FNAF 1, so I don't get why people say she's the worst. In my opinion, the worst FNAF 1 character is definitely Endo 1. I mean, like, what is there even to say about him? He only did like one thing in the franchise, which is look at you from the parts and service room and just do like one thing in AR. He's not even like a bad character. I don't hate him in any way, like I said, but at the same time, there's like literally nothing to really talk about him about. I mean, his design is alright, but that doesn't really mean he's nothing else to really talk about him, so let's move on. FNAF 2, my favorite FNAF game ever. Personally, I love every FNAF 2 character in this game. Like, there's not a single one I hate. Yes, even these two. Honestly, I feel like every FNAF 2 character is like very unique, interesting, and I generally love all of them. And when it comes to the worst character, we already know what everyone's saying.
Hi. 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 Hello.
And honestly, this is so wrong. I know FNAF fans just love to hate on Balloon Boy for literally no reason at this point, but at the same time, he is definitely not the worst character in this game. It's like not true at all. I'm gonna make a whole video talking about how overhated he is, but let's just talk about the actual worst character in this game. In my opinion, the worst character in this game is JJ. I love JJ. I love her Easter egg in FNAF 2 because I feel like it's like very kind of creepy how she stares at you in front of her desk, but that's it. She did like one more thing in UCN where she just hides on your desk and laughs and takes your door batteries, but there isn't really much else to talk about, so let's just move on. FNAF 3 only has like one character in this game, and every other Phantom that appeared in this game only appeared like once or twice. Even though this is probably one of the coolest looking Phantoms, at the same time, I feel that the worst character in this game is Phantom Puppet. Is Phantom Puppet a bad Phantom? Of course not. I feel like they're probably one of the coolest looking ones, but at the same time, the unfortunate problem is that they only appeared once. I feel like I could say Phantom Chica, but at the same time, they still appear in UCN, and also has more merch, so that's why I think she's a little better because she had a lot more going for her. Like I said though, I generally do think Phantom Puppet is cool. If only they appeared more, I would have definitely said Phantom Chica is the worst. FNAF 4 has like probably like one of the coolest looking casts ever. Like, I generally love every FNAF 4 design, like all of them. However, I feel like out of all the FNAF 4 characters, like one in particular that I feel like probably like the least good, but it's still not bad. And that being Nightmare Mango. I really wish they gave him more of like a Nightmare Balloon Boy like look, but there's a problem. It's more of the fact that they can't really make a withered character look newish, but they did that in FNAF 2, so what am I even talking about? And sadly, she didn't even appear in FNAF World. Wow. And I love all other characters that aren't even FNAF characters in this game before her. If it were for Nightmare Mango, who would I choose? Probably Jacko Cupcake Pumpkin thing. And the worst will probably go to Jacko Cupcake due to the fact that his design is so lame. And that's all I had to say about FNAF 4. Let's move on. I am a huge fan of the Sister Location cast. But I say it about everyone, but I generally do love this game. I kind of noticed that the only characters people really talk about in this game is just the main four and occasionally the Biddy Bats and Mini Rios, but that's it. And it seems pretty obvious that we already know who's the worst character in this game. Electrobab. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest here, Electrobab is probably the worst FNAF character of all time. I mean, like, what even is his purpose? Like, what does he even do? Okay, of course, overall, I don't hate Electrobab. I feel like his concept's pretty cool, but like I said, that's it. And what happened to him? He just disappeared. He has no purpose, no reason to exist. Okay, I'm talking about this to a baby. Wait, they treat Balloon Boy the same way. Never mind. Pizza Simulator's cast was pretty much just mostly filler. That's not bad. That's not a problem. I actually love most of the filler characters. Like, I can't even think of like the worst character in this game because like, well, I don't even know who to say. I guess Pan Stan? I mean, like, I feel bad for saying like he is like the worst character in this game, but that's only because like he only appeared like in this game. He didn't appear in UCN, and that's it. He did appear in Into the Pit. And I don't know. I feel like out of all characters in this game, he has like the least interesting trash in the game design. So I'm just gonna say him for now. Cause like, who else do you want me to say? The mediocre melodies are mediocre, but they still are pretty unique. So I can't really. Let's just move on. UCN only introduces like one new character, and that gets XOR. Similar to UCN, there's only like a few characters introduced in Help Wanted, but I guess I'll say the plush babies. I don't really hate them like most FNAF fans do, but I think they're pretty cute. But at the same time, they're not really anywhere as cool as the other Help Wanted characters, so yeah. The staff bots. Every single one of them. I hate how much these pieces of garbage scare me. F these guys. And that's it. I know I missed a lot of mainline games, but I'll make a part 2.